Hello and welcome back. This is video number 6, and this is going to be about CPA networks that buy your traffic. So this is a little bit different from a smart link, but there are many different other ways to generate money. And one of them is that some CPA networks will actually buy your push notification traffic. Now, what do I mean by that? What is a push notification? Push notifications are simply little boxes that show up at either corner of your browser. So let's say, for example, that you sign up for push notifications via Facebook or YouTube. Whenever somebody comments on your content, what will happen is that push notification will appear at the top right hand, sometimes top left hand, and it'll say something like, so-and-so commented on your post. Those are what we call push notifications. Now, why is that important? Well, some advertisers will actually pay you money to generate push notification subscribers. So in other words, whenever somebody, let's say you generate leads and somebody goes to a page and they like what they see and they click, yes, I would like to receive push notifications from this advertiser. So what you're essentially doing is you are building their subscriber list. So very similar to an email list, but in this case, it's a push notification list. So when they build that subscriber list, they can essentially promote anything. All right, so we talked about Facebook. We talked about what it looked like, and let's move on to the main point. So some CPA networks will have advertisers who are looking to build massive lists of these push notification subscribers. Now, all you have to do in this case is to drive traffic, get people to subscribe, and you get paid anywhere from like 4 to 6 cents. Now, while that may not seem like a lot, generating push notifications is actually very easy. So you could spend, $50 and very easily get like $60 worth of push notifications. Now, some of you who are not very familiar with paid traffic might think, what? Why would I want to invest like $50 and get $60, right? I want to invest $50 and get $100. You could potentially do that after you optimize the campaign. But initially, sometimes, and most of the times, you will spend $50 and maybe get $30 back. And as you begin to optimize your campaign, you can sometimes break even and then increase from there. But that's the reality of paid traffic. So like I said, it's not much, but it can add up quick. And you can use any cheap traffic. Pop unders are really good. Popads.com or even Popcash is really good as well. In fact, we're going to be using popads.com. All right. So now that you have a general idea of that, let's move on to video number 7 and talk about traffic sources. Hello, welcome to video number 7. Let's talk about traffic sources. Okay, so there are many different types of traffic sources that you can use. Some people will recommend Facebook ads, but to be honest, Facebook ads are actually one of the hardest routes that you can take because you are going to need to have complex funnels to convert your traffic. So in other words, think about it. People are on Facebook not to buy. They are on Facebook because they're trying to figure out what their friends are doing, right? Or they're trying to socialize. So with Facebook ads, you have to put them into a funnel. You have to bring them back to kind of your product or the niche that you're promoting and go from there. So you're going to need to have a little bit more complex funnel. So sometimes you'll need to send them to an article. From that article, you can retarget them and then blah, blah, blah. That sounds a little bit more complicated to a newbie. So that's why we're not going to use Facebook ads. Then you can have what we call pops or pop unders. And what these are, can you imagine, let's say, for example, that you go to a fun website and then you're going to have a bunch of websites that pop under, maybe in a different tab. Maybe if you're using a mobile device, it pops under. So the reason why these work still is because they're not intrusive. If they were pop-ups and they popped right on top of somebody's browser, then yes, those would be very annoying and very intrusive. And the reason why this works is because somebody is searching for something and it pops up and pops under. So a lot of times they won't even know it's there until they exit out of their current browser. Now, if you target somebody in general offers like, relationships, dating, health, fitness, things like that, or biz op, making money type stuff, those are very general niches that it'll essentially apply to every single person. Now, if we think about, let's say, a philosopher called Maslow. Maslow had a theory and basically had done research and figured out that every single person needs a hierarchy of needs. For example, they need food and water, they need a shelter, and then they need love, and then they need money to get food and shelter and all of that. So because of that, if you have a generic audience, you can essentially promote very general offers and they most likely will convert. Now, remember, you're promoting a very general offer to a very general amount of traffic who maybe they're not searching for a very specific thing. So some things will convert, some things won't. It's just part of the game. All right. Now, some traffic sources for pop unders is popads.com, popcash.net. And these are some of the ones that we have used. In fact, we'll use pop ads as an example in the next video. And we'll show you how to set up a campaign and all of that. So let's go to these sites and we'll show you around. Okay, so popads.net, this is the first site, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to set up a campaign in pop ads. What's nice about pop ads and popcash, which is the website over here. So this is popcash.net, and this one is popads.net. So it's not popads.com. If we mentioned that before, it is not. It's actually the .net. But anyways, what's nice about both of these sites is it doesn't require you to invest a lot of money. In fact, you can just deposit a very minimal amount of money. I believe pop ads is like, I can't remember, it's like 10 or something around that number. But a lot of bigger traffic networks require you to deposit things like $200 or sometimes $500 and all of that. So this is kind of newbie friendly, especially if you're on a budget kind of thing. All right, so pop ads also has the ability to get traffic from news sites, general news sites around the world, adult sites, as well as mainstream sites. So depending on your offer, you can get an idea of whether pop ads will work or not. All right, so with that said, let's move on to the next video, and I'm going to walk you through step by step. Okay, so congratulations, you've reached the end of this video course. This is, of course, video number 8, and we're going to talk about pop ads traffic source. Now, to help you get started, we're going to be using pop ads as our traffic source. It's a lot easier for newbies to get started with. It doesn't require a lot of investment in terms of budget. Now, you can use other pop sources like popcash, but we like pop ads more. Now, in terms of the offers that convert really well with pop ads, number one, you want to definitely get something targeted. And number two, if you utilize something like a smart link, then it's so smart that usually it can figure out what would that person, like. Now, it's not going to know 100%, but based on what's converting in that specific area, that will actually convert. Now, I want to say you might run an ad and it may not even convert anything. That's why we recommend in the reality check of you're not going to be profitable sometimes on the first, second, third campaign. But the purpose of running that is to figure out what is actually converting. Now, bear in mind that you also need to have a tracking system set up with the platform like Volume. We've got AdsBridge, we got RedTrack, And there's a ton of other tracking systems out there. Now, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to be direct linking, which works fairly well. So if you have a smart link or you have a link to, let's say, for example, the network that buys your push notifications, that's actually easier to get set up with. So let's hop on over to Pop Ads, and I'm going to show you how to set up your campaigns correctly to start driving some traffic. Okay, so this is one of our Pop Ads accounts, and one thing you want to start out with is click on the inventory here, and you'll reach this page here. And what this does is it allows you to see where the traffic is coming from. So for example, it says United States, there's about 1 million unique traffic. There's raw traffic, there's the average bid, there's the max bid. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to see the opportunity of where your ads may appear. So the best thing to do when you create a campaign is to target a specific country and a very specific, either mobile devices or desktop computers. And you kind of want to split test things there. So maybe you only target USA, a mobile device using cellular connection, certain things like that. So this allows you to see all the countries and where all the traffic is coming from. Now you're not able to see it, but basically on the top right hand corner, I can see my balance of how much money I have in my account, but I didn't want to show that because the name is up there as well. Now, when you're ready to create a campaign, you click on New Campaign. And here we go. So first things first, you want to enter the name of your campaign. So we'll just say test 10. Then you have the single URL. This is going to be the URL that your tracking system gives you, or if you're direct linking, you want to get the link that the CPA offer or the CPA network provides to you. So you want to enter that here. We'll just say purefly.com/something. Now it says enable landing page prefetching. You don't need that. Those are more advanced. It says quality, all websites. Now you can target what Pop Ads deems as a better quality. So you could do 5+ or above. The only problem with this is that you are then limited to only a certain amount of traffic. The best way is to start out with all websites, and then based on the conversions and the statistics and the tracking, trying to figure out, okay, what websites are converting or not, then go from there. So we like to do that. Frequency, what this means is how many times your ad is going to appear to that specific person. So if there's a person that you're targeting, general person, that's 1 view per 24 hours, or you can do 1 view per like 7 days, or 1 view per 3 days, because we don't want people to see it too much. Typically, if they don't convert on that given moment, they are not going to convert later on, kind of thing. Because Pop Ads is not intrusive, but it's not what somebody is looking for. All right, so what this means is start or pause. That means that whenever your campaign has been approved, do you want it to immediately start, or do you want it to pause? We like pause because if we do start and it happens to be we're targeting a specific country that is at midnight, for example, and we know that's not going to convert at midnight, then it'll immediately start the campaign. So we like to do pause. Prime spot, that means prime spot bidding occurs when a visitor hasn't received a pop under for the last hour. That means they have not received any pop unders, even from your competitors or somebody else on the Pop Ads network. Next, we have refer. Usually leave that as standard. Ad block. Now what that means is that some people have pop-up blockers, right? And then some people don't. If you do all traffic, then you're going to pay for people who have pop-up blockers and people who don't. So what we want is non-ad block only. Now we're going to do pop unders. I'm going to check this box because I don't want to allow other methods